So in this video, I am going to discuss dimensional analysis for free or natural convection. The problem statement goes like this. Find the functional expression for free convection heat transfer between a fluid and surface. The heat transfer coefficient H in free or natural convection is depending on characteristics length LC and the fluid properties such as density rho, dynamic viscosity mu, temperature difference delta T between fluid and the surface, coefficient of volumetric expansion beta, gravitational acceleration g, fluid thermal conductivity Kf, and specific heat Cp. So mathematically, I can represent H as a function of rho, mu, delta T, beta, G, K, and Cp. Okay. So in free convection heat transfer phenomena can be influenced by the variables, above variables, and they are given in the detail in the below table along with their units, symbol, and primary dimensions like mass, length, time, and temperature. So the very first parameter is characteristics length represented by LC. Its unit is meter and its primary dimension is represented by capital L. Fluid density rho expressed in kg per meter cube and primary dimension is ml power minus 3. The third variable which affects natural convection process, fluid viscosity, I am considering right now as dynamic viscosity mu. Its unit is kg per meter per second. It is also represented by Pascal second and its primary dimensions are ml minus 1 t minus 1. In all these representation, please mind well, m is mass, L is length, capital T is temperature, and small t is time. So dynamic viscosity mu primary dimension ml minus 1 small t minus 1. Temperature difference delta T is represented in degrees Celsius or Kelvin and its primary dimensions are capital T. Gravitational acceleration small g, its unit is meter per second square, primary dimensions capital L T minus 2. Fluid thermal conductivity Kf, unit is watt per meter Kelvin and primary dimensions are capital M L T minus 3, capital T minus 1. This watt per meter Kelvin, actually how do I get primary dimensions? It is nothing but a representation of the unit of that particular variable in terms of primary dimensions, mass, length, temperature and time. So that is why watt per meter Kelvin is represented by ml T minus 3, capital T minus 1. Heat transfer coefficient H, watt per meter square Kelvin, m small t minus 3, capital T minus 1. fluid specific heat Cp, its unit is joule per kg per Kelvin, and its primary dimensions are capital L square small t minus 2 capital T minus 1, t to power minus 2 capital T to power minus 1. And the last variable affecting the free convection phenomena is coefficient of volumetric expansion beta. Its unit is Kelvin inverse, that is inverse unit of temperature. So, and primary dimension is capital T minus 1. So this way I could represent excuse me, all the variables with their notations, their respective units and representation in terms of primary dimensions M, L, T and small t. Now out of the above 9 variables affecting free convection phenomena, the product of G into beta into delta T represents the buoyancy force and considered as a one variable. So instead of considering the effect of G, beta and delta T separately, we have combined them in the form G, beta into delta T, and this expression is called as buoyancy force. So out of 9 variables, now variables affecting the natural convection phenomena are now reduced to 7 variables only. Okay, and these 7 variables can be represented with the help of 4 primary dimensions like mass, length, temperature and time small t. Now in order to analyze this, in order to do the dimensional analysis of all these parameters affecting free convection, I am going to use Buckingham Pi theorem. So what Buckingham Pi theorem says that if there are n number of variables affecting any phenomena and those can be represented by a small n number of primary dimensions. So we can group all these variables into independent dimensionless group and their combined effect will be almost similar. Okay. So how to calculate the number of these independent dimensionless groups? So they can be represented by this. The independent dimensionless groups formed is equal to number of variables affecting the phenomena minus number of primary dimensions used. Okay, and they are represented by, so how many number of variables affecting free convection phenomena? 7. And in how many primary dimensions they can be represented? 4. M, L, capital T and small t. So number of independent variables will be and they will be particularly dimensionless. Mind well this. There will be total 3. Okay. So according to Buckingham Pi theorem, these 3 variables can be expressed as pi1, pi2 and pi3. And these pi1, pi2, pi3, three groups will be non-dimensional. Now, these three non-dimensional groups of 7 variables expressed in terms of pi1, pi2 and pi3, we have to regroup the different variables into these non-dimensional groups pi1, pi2 and pi3. Okay, so let us write down expressing above 7 variables into these three pi terms. So pi1, the first non-dimensional group pi1 will be expressed as LC power A into rho power B into mu power C into Kf power D into G beta delta T. Now, how did I select different variables to form this non-dimensional group pi1? The first 4 terms are called as core parameters, and the last one is called as selected variable. How to select these core parameters? Why the question comes, why did I select only 4 variables as core parameters? So these 4 parameters are decided based on the number of primary dimensions. Since in this process, pre-convection process, I have 7 variables which could be expressed in 4 primary dimensions. So number of core groups will be 4. Now how to select these parameters? The first parameter will be representing dimensional parameter, that is length. Second will be the fluid property, that is density. Third parameter to be selected represents flow parameter, and once again the fourth parameter here will be, once again, it is fluid property. So this way these core parameters are selected, and this selected variable will be non-repeating parameter. Let's say this is equation number 1. Second non-dimensional group pi2 will be, once again, these will be the repeating variables rho, LC, rho, mu and Kf. Now their exponent will be changed, LC power E, rho power F, mu power G and Kf power H. And the next repeating variable I am considering, selected variable I am considering as specific heat. Let's say this is equation number 2, and the last dimensional group pi 3 is once again LC, rho, mu, kf. These are the core group, core parameters. They are also called as repeating variables. Now their exponent will be I, j, k, and l. And the only variable left with can be selected as selected variable is convective heat transfer coefficient H. Let's say this is equation number 3. Now let us select one by one these non-dimensional groups to express them or to find out the relationship between them. Okay. So selecting pi 1 group and expressing all of these variables into their primary dimensions. So pi is a non-dimensional parameter. Okay. So its dimension will be, it will be dimensionless group expressing length in terms of LC as a length. So its primary dimension is L. Rho is density. Its primary dimension you can select from this table. ML minus 3. Okay. Power B. Mu is dynamic viscosity. Its primary dimension is ml minus 1 t minus 1. ml minus 1 small t minus 1 power c, and kf is thermal conductivity. Its primary dimension is ml t minus 3 capital T minus 1. So ml small t power minus 3 capital T power minus 1 entire power d, and finally the dimensions of g beta delta t. So the dimensions of g beta delta t. Now g beta delta t represents gravitational force. Sorry, gravity force. Sorry, excuse me, buoyancy force. So what is the unit of force? It is Newton. And how Newton is represented? Kg per meter square. So its primary dimension will be m l minus 2. Oh, sorry. Let us do this entire analysis separately. Okay. G beta delta T, buoyancy force. Okay, so the primary dimension of G is LT minus 2. Capital L is small t minus 2. As you can see from this table, LT minus 2. And primary dimension of beta is T minus 1 and temperature is T. So they will cancel out each other. So T minus 1 is the primary dimension of beta and capital T is primary dimension of temperature. So the primary dimension of the buoyancy force G beta delta T will be LT minus 2. So this I can put it here, LT minus 2. Okay. What I am doing, once again I am repeating, I am selecting this pi1 terms first. I am expressing all these variables into their primary dimensions. Like LC is a length, so primary dimension is L. Rho is density, primary dimension is ml minus 3 power b. Likewise mu, kf and g beta delta t. A pi1 is a dimensionless group, so its dimensions can be expressed as m power 0, l power 0, t power 0 and a small t power 0. Now let us combine the dimensions of m. So m can be represented as m power b plus m power c plus m power d. Let us combine exponents of primary dimension L power A plus L power minus 3B, L power minus C plus L power D plus L power 1. Similarly, combine the dimensions of temperature. So temperature has been appeared in this case only T power minus D, and finally power of time, so it comes minus C from here, minus 3D from here, minus 2. From the law of logarithmic, I have just combined the exponent of the base m, l, capital T and small t. Now separating the exponents, separating these exponents for dimensional homogeneity. That is separating the exponents of m, l, t and capital T. So what is the meaning of dimensional homogeneity? Units of left hand side terms will be equal to units of right hand side terms with respect to their primary dimensions. So if I separate it for mass m, left hand side exponent is 0 and right hand side exponents for m are b plus c plus d. Similarly for length L, 0 is equal to a minus 3b minus c plus d plus 1. For time t, it is 0 is equal to minus d. So from here I can say d is equal to 0. And finally sorry, this is not time, this is temperature. And finally for time small t, 0 is equal to minus c minus 3d minus 2. Now solve all these four equations to get the value of a, b, c and d. So solving above equations simultaneously, they are not but simple linear equations. So what I will get? I will get d is equal to 0. I will get c is equal to minus 2. I will get b is equal to, if you put the value of c and d into this equation, I will get the value of b as 2. And finally, if I put the value of b and c into this equation, I will get the value of a as 3. Okay, d, c, b, a. So let us put these values of exponents into equation 1. This one. What I will get? Okay, therefore from equation 1, what I will get? Equation 1 is pi 1 is equal to this one, LC power A, this one. Here I am putting the values of A, B, C, D exponents. So LC power A means LC power cube, rho power B means rho square, KF power C means, sorry, mu power C means minus 2, KF power D means 0 and G beta delta T. So rearranging this will give me pi 1 is equal to, okay, now I am rearranging it, rho square into G beta delta T into LC square over mu square. Okay, this can also be represented as, if I divide mu by this rho, it will become G beta delta T LCQ over nu square, where nu is mu by rho. Now if you remember, I got the expression of non-dimensional pi term pi 1 as G beta delta T LCQ over nu square, and this is nothing but Grashof number. Okay, let's say this is equation number 4. So after applying the Buckingham pi theorem, I could express pi 1 as, I could get pi 1 as GRL terms, Grashof number. Similarly, let us do it for 2, expression number 2. I am doing it fast. Selecting pi 2 now. So pi 2 is equal to L, expressing them in terms of non-dimensional number, L power E. Now same equation will be applicable. Only thing, the exponents will be changed. So I can repeat this for LE ml power minus 3 F ml minus 1 T minus 1 G power G and ml small t minus 3 capital T minus 1 H. Now the primary dimensions of this Cp will be, we are considering equation 2, Cp will be this L square T minus 2 T minus 1. L square small t minus 2 capital T minus 1. So pi 2 is a non-dimensional term. It can be expressed as m0 l0 t0 small t0. Combining the exponents of m will give me f plus g plus h. Combining the exponents of l as e minus 3f minus g plus h plus 2. Combining the dimensions of temperature T as minus C, here T minus H minus 1, and combining the dimensions of exponents of time as minus G minus 3H minus 2. Okay. Now once again separating the expression, separating these exponents for dimensional homogeneity, that is for mass it can be represented as 0 is equal to F plus G plus S. For length it can be expressed as E minus 3F minus G plus H plus 2. For time it will be expressed as 0 is equal to minus H minus 1, and for time t will be 0 is equal to minus G minus 3H minus 2. Once again, after separating these exponents in terms of m, l, capital T and small t, and solving simultaneously, will give me the value of H as minus 1, G as 1, F as 0 and E as 0. Okay, when you will solve these four equations simultaneously, you will get the value of E, F, G, H as follows. Now putting the values of these exponents E, F, G, H into equation 2 for pi term pi 2. So let us put pi 2 will be equal to L power E means L power 0. Rho power F means rho power 0. Then what is the third term? Mu and Kf. Mu power G means mu power 1. Kf power 1 means Kf power minus 1. And Cp power, there is no power for Cp because it is selected variable. So after rearrangement, this will give me mu Cp by Kf. And if you remember, mu Cp by Kf is represented as Prandtl number. So second pi term can be called as Prandtl number. Now third one is selecting pi 3. Okay, what is pi 3? Pi 3 is equal to L power I ml minus 3 power j ml minus 1 t minus 1 power k, and finally the dimensions of kf ml t minus 3 capital T minus 1 I j k small l, and the last variable is a selected variable, as you can see into equation 3, h, and primary dimensions of h are from the table m t minus 3 t minus 1. So I can represent it as capital M small t minus 3 t minus 1, primary dimensions of h. Now once again pi 3 is non-dimensional group, so ml0 t0 small t0, combine the exponents of m will give me m as j plus k plus l plus 1, l as I minus 3j minus k plus l, and t as minus l and minus 1, and finally small t as minus k minus 3l minus 3. Okay. Now once again separating these exponents for dimensional homogeneity. So m can be expressed as 0 is equal to j plus k plus l plus 1. For l, 0 is equal to I minus 3j minus k plus L for t 0 is equal to minus L minus 1, and for small t 0 is equal to minus k minus 3L minus 3. After solving these four equations simultaneously, okay, if you solve all these equations simultaneously, what you will get? The value of L as minus 1, K as 0, the value of J also will come out 0, and value of I as 1. Putting the values of these four exponents I, J, K, L into equation 3, pi 3 will be L to power I means LC, second is rho power J is, that means rho power 0, third one is mu power K 0, and final KF is IJKL is minus 1. Okay, and H is the selected variable. So from here I can express pi 3 as H into LC over KF, and this is nothing but Nusselt number. So this way I can express pi 1, pi 2, pi 3 in terms of Grashof number, Prandtl number and Nusselt number respectively. Okay. Hence, for free convection, pi 3 will be function of pi 1 and pi 2. That is HLC by KF will be equal to F into G beta delta T LCQ over nu square into mu Cp by Kf. So for free convection, Nusselt number is a function of Grashof number and Prandtl number. So this is the required relationship of different parameters in case of free convection. So this way you can derive this relationship for free convection.